Welcome to Invested Insider, your trusted source for the latest financial news and insights. My name is Amelia Hawthorne, and today is the 10th of July of 2023. It's time to kick back, relax, and let us bring the world of finance right to you. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just dipping your toes into the market, our aim is to make these complex ideas accessible to all. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get started with the week ahead. The focus of the coming week will predominantly be on the beginning of earnings season. As we know, earnings reports provide an in-depth look at a company's profitability and financial health, acting as one of the primary catalysts for stock market movement. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a roller coaster ride of financial data. First off, a group of the world's most prominent financial institutions will step into the spotlight. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and BlackRock are set to unveil their second quarter performance. And they aren't alone. United Health Group, Delta Airlines, and PepsiCo are also on deck to share their scorecards. Their performances and future outlooks could very well dictate the market sentiment in the days to come. Now let's take a moment to discuss the elephant in the room, the forecasted earnings decline. According to FactSet Research, earnings for S&P 500 companies are projected to have dipped by a substantial 6.8% in the second quarter. Yes, that's quite a hit, and indeed the steepest drop since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a sobering outlook, especially considering that just a few months ago, analysts were projecting a less severe decline of 4.7%. It goes to show just how volatile and unpredictable the market can be. But we're not just here to discuss earnings. There's another buzzword making its way around the financial district: inflation. The June Consumer Price Index, CPI, is scheduled to be released on Wednesday. This index is a measure of price changes in the consumer goods and services purchased by households. The prediction is for a month-on-month increase of 0.3%. On a year-over-year basis, inflation is expected to register at 3.6%, representing a slowdown from the 4% seen in May. Moving on, the core prices, which are stripped of volatile components such as food and energy, are anticipated to be up by 0.4% from May and by 5.2% from the same period last year. It's important to keep a close eye on these figures, as they not only indicate the health of the economy, but also impact your purchasing power. Just a day after the CPI report, the Producer Price Index, PPI, a measure of inflation from the viewpoint of manufacturers and wholesalers, is expected to be unveiled. It's projected to reveal a 0.2% uptick for last month. These indicators can provide crucial insights into the future direction of consumer prices, which in turn can sway market trends and the Federal Reserve's decisions on interest rates. And finally, to round out the week, we'll be looking forward to the University of Michigan's preliminary Consumer Sentiment Index for July, which is slated for release on Friday. This index is an important gauge of consumer confidence, giving us an idea of potential future spending trends. Well, that wraps up our preview of the week ahead. As always, it promises to be an exciting week filled with insights, surprises, and valuable lessons. We're here to guide you through it, breaking down the complicated terminology and data into bite-sized, digestible pieces. Stay tuned, stay informed, and let's navigate these financial waters together. Thank you for joining us today. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and above all, stay financially savvy. I'm your host, signing off until our next episode.
The Invested Insider podcast does not offer any financial, economic, legal, accounting, or tax advice or recommendations. The information provided in this podcast or on the associated blog should not be construed as investing or financial advice and should not be considered professional advice. The views, opinions, and content presented in this podcast do not represent the endorsement or approval of Invested Insider and assumes no responsibility for the accuracy or completeness of third-party materials or content referenced in the podcast.